My name is Carolyn, and I am one of the graveyard shifters. Like I said in my short, YouTube is not my thing, so bear with me. Going to try to do this and make it look as good as possible. However, recently, a YouTuber made a video on Dalen Spratt and how he's a fake and a fraud. And don't get me wrong, when you are in the paranormal community, we are fully aware that some people believe in this, some people do not. And that is okay. If it is not your thing, that's great. That's fine. You're entitled to believe that. However, where I had an issue, because believe me, we just know there's always going to be somebody that's going, hey, look, this is fake. That's cool. But where my issue come into play is when this gentleman decided to say that the PTOs that Dalen does, which is what he calls as a paranormal travel opportunity, he goes and he meets with everyday people like myself, and he will sit at our grave sites, hear the story of our loved ones, and help us try to contact them. He does disclaim every one of his videos. We are well aware that, it might not be who we're talking to. But, for some of us, being able to tell our story and get that out to the world and just get any little sense of closure, that's something that helps with grief. And this guy made some comments that said that Dalen was using our grief and our pain to monetize off of us. I will show that clip. So, he says that Dalen is using our pain and our grief to monetize off of us. So I wanted to clarify a couple things. One, Dalen does not charge us for this. So we don't pay Dalen a dime. He pays for the flights, he pays for his hotels, he pays for his car, his food, everything. That comes out of his own pocket. And now, believe me, understand, we know that he's going to earn some money off of this. That's part of being monetized across the board. And given the amount of money that he puts out to come to us, he deserves a little bit of money back, honestly. Just point blank. However, the fact that somebody's trying to say that he's doing this to benefit off of our pain is just ridiculous. We sign up for this on our own free will. We do this because we need that closure. We need that. We're not doing this for Dalen. No offense to Dalen. I love you, man. I do. We do this for us. It gives us a little bit of closure. It gives us a chance to tell our loved one's story and be able to express whatever we need to at the time. There's a lot of people that frown upon it and whatever, and that's cool. But don't dare say that he's doing this just to earn money off of us when the few dollars that he's going to earn off of the video doesn't even touch what he's probably paid in airfare to get to us. So, for instance, I'm in Kentucky. Dalen resides in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's a 5.5 hour drive, I do believe. He comes to me, and there's people that's over the United States. I'm not the only person that's done a PTO with him. I think my story had like 53,000 views. So, he's making pennies. Legit pennies. So he's not gaining anything from our pain. He's actually coming in at a loss. He does this out of the goodness of his heart. I don't care what anybody else says. This is coming from one of the victims. This is my story and my feelings on it, and I can guarantee almost all of us, if not all of us, that have done a PTO with Dalen will say the same thing. Dalen is a genuine soul. He's entertaining, he's funny, but most of all, he cares. He cares about people. There's not many people that can say that anymore. And we want to talk money. Dalen doesn't have to use our pain and grief to make money. He owns businesses. He does acting. He does the YouTube. He does it all. He works hard for everything he has. Period. Point blank. End of story. For people like me, my goal, and I do this across my platforms, anybody that knows me knows how important it is for me to tell my husband's story. It's important for me to get that out there. It is important for me to be able to tell what happened to him. Make sure people realize how important it is to be able to advocate for yourself in a medical setting. So hopefully, God forbid, they don't go through the loss that I went through. Some of the stuff that happened that led up to my husband's passing is something that could have been prevented, but it wasn't. And through Dalen's platform, I was able to push his story out even more and beyond to several people. Through that, I had a community, I had an army of supporters. So many of the shifters still to this day check in on me. More so than I can say for the family and friends that I had. Those people disappear. The shifters are there. It's a community, it's a family. We are all there to support one another. And that is something that Dalen has built. He has built an amazing family. We all love each other, we all respect each other. Again, spirit boxes might not be your thing. That's cool. Whatever. But to say that he is doing this for his own self is just... it's appalling. It's really appalling. I wished I could express every piece that he done that and what it meant to me fully, but I can't. There's just no words. I will say, though, that we might not be speaking to our loved ones in the spirit box. We know this going in. But sometimes it's those little words that we do get through that gives us the peace of mind to be able to close a little chapter, to be able to give us some kind of peace about what's going on. And to me, that's worth everything. Me personally, I really believe some of the stuff that come through the spirit box was my husband. It might not have been. But there's this one clip, and this one clip is what sold me on it. He asked for our dog. Coming into this, Dalen didn't know his story. Most people don't know my dog's name. They know I have a male dog, but I have a male dog who is named Sasha. That's not something people are going to just inherently know. And I will include the clip next, but he actually comes through and says, "Bring me Sasha." He wants me to bring the dog to his graveside. Him and this dog were two peas in a pod. They loved each other. So that gave me a validation that I needed for my own peace of mind. Anyways, here's the clip.
Gotta bring stuff.
So, the paranormal might not be your thing. It's some of us, it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's sort of, religion, politics. There's so much in this world that, some people believe, some people do not. Some people feel really strongly for the left wing, some for the right wing. That is what's amazing about the world today. And especially someplace like America. We are all able to have our own opinions, our own thoughts, our own beliefs. It's what makes us who we are. What is not okay is for you to just assume that you know what's going on and put your words right into it and try to claim that you know the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions and what's going on with the people involved. So that's why I've done this today. It's not... Dalen is such a genuine soul. I hate seeing anybody say anything bad about him. Period. I just hate it. But for what he has done for me personally, I was able to tell my husband's story. He listened. He was there. He didn't say anything but supportive words throughout the entire thing. We talked even on the outside of camera. He was there. He was that supporting mechanism at the time. And just being able to tell my husband's story, I can't stress that enough. That is something that is so, so important to me. Because I hope that my husband's story will one day save somebody else's life. I'll include a little bit of the clip here.
Okay, so your husband's name is Daniel, and he passed away almost 2 years ago. So we're coming up on the anniversary of his passing.
February 17th.
Oh, wow. So we're right there. 2 days.
Today is the day 2 years ago I actually brought him home on hospice.
Okay.
To pass it home.
Okay. So how did he pass?
Well, July 3rd of 22, He fell. We have this massive hill behind the apartments we used to live at. He fell head first down the hill and broke his neck in 3 places. Yeah. We had only been home for 10 minutes. We was setting up at a neighbor's house. We was all going to light up the grills and watch the fireworks over the water. And he went back to go to use the bathroom, lost his footing, went down over the hill.
So what type of hill was this? It's like a
So yeah, we lived like up here in apartments, and there was a hill that ran down to the riverbank because the Ohio River was actually in my backyard.
So is it a hill that people typically could kind of walk down if they were careful?
Some part of the car, and I couldn't get out to get to the hospital because the ambulance was right behind me. And like I said, this is like all slow motion at this point. I get to the hospital, I'm sitting in the waiting room waiting forever, and the longer the clock takes, the more I'm going, okay, this is bad. I got back there to him, full of doctors and nurses. A guy walk in, and I have one handing me a bag of his clothes and stuff that they've cut off of him, one trying to talk to me and him trying to talk to me. So at the time the doctor's telling me he has broke his neck in 3 places, they've got to transport him, he is looking at me and he goes, baby.
So he's coherent.
He's coherent. He says, baby, I can't feel anything. I'm scared. I didn't even really get a chance to respond. So, that's just a little part of it. Like, I was able to tell my husband's almost his full story. I think our session was like an hour and a half. And, I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel pressured. I was able to just talk freely, tell my husband's story, raise awareness to the situations that we have in hospitals and the medical facilities. And most importantly, the graveside, where we done the spirit box session, even if it was not my husband. I know that it might not have been. But in my mind, I heard my husband's voice. There were things that were said that only he would know. And, I'm fully aware it could be something demonic, it could be this, it could be that. However, in that moment, it gave me a peace of mind, and it helped chip away some of the guilt that I have carried ever since the day of his accident. A crippling guilt. And this was able to ease that burden just a little bit. And every little bit counts. So, before you assume people have bad hearts and their intentions are horrible, talk to the people that was a part of that. I'm sure we could tell you something that you don't know. Don't just assume people are doing it for money and they're using people's pain and their suffering to make yourself look good. Because sometimes it's what we want to do. And there's no amount of money to be earned in the world that could ever cover just a little bit of peace that you can get from something like this. So if you're not already, follow Dalen Spratt on YouTube. He's got a TikTok. If it's your cup of tea, watch it. He's entertaining. He's funny. He helps people. I mean, he's a genuine soul. I just cannot express that enough. Join his channel. Meet some of the people that we call our family. Don't disregard us and assume that something's going on when you have no idea. Zero idea. But join us over on the Dalen Spratt channel. And one day I hope to actually be able to sit down and do more professional videos and actually be able to get my husband's story out myself through these channels. Until then, much love. Love, love, love to all the family that's checked out the video. And to DP Calamity, here is the face of a victim saying, you don't know what you're talking about.